Deep within the forests of Shakvan lies a culture unmoved by progress around them. But when that progress threatens their lives, they have a choice: fight or flee. Our heroes arrive just in time to mediate the conflict. However, what they learn may change their minds on who and what they are fighting for. With their new unlikely allies, the heroes uncover a dark secret in the mining town. Now, faced with a choice of their own, turn their backs on a paycheck or do the job. Our heroes are the ones to choose. Welcome back to Justice for Neverwinter, Episode 3. This is the beginning of Act 2, Knives in the Dark. During our last session, our heroes found themselves in the village of Shakeban, a mining village of Forest Cove. The city guard welcomed them, showed them to their barracks as the party split into three ways, kind of exploring their own passions. Jim and... You didn't put your character name up there. I don't know what
Hang on, I'll fix it.
Forgot your character name.
It changes every time. I'm sorry. I forgot to look. Hang on. Rename.
We'll fix this in post. I'm sure I have them written down.
There. It's Vicarious.
Vicarious. I always say it wrong too, so I always say Vicarous.
It's Vicarious.
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 Vicky, for short.
Or Vicky. Yeah, you could just call me Vicky. Don't call me Vicky.
I think we should, actually.
No, do not call me Vicky.
All right. The Jim and Vicarious split off to go investigate the edge of the wood where they thought they saw some shadowy figures, while Sir Marcos went with the city guard to find their lodging, and Darius went off with the caravan to help unload, insistent that his skill could be of great use to the caravan. As things wound down and the night began to sink in, they all found themselves at the Rusty Tap, the tavern in town, owned, managed, run by Forest Cove. There they met the tavern owner, well, caretaker more like it, and settled in for the evening. As conversation shared what their findings had been throughout the day, Darius struck up a round of song, and Jim, Vicarious, and Sir Marcos found themselves wanting to go and explore on their own. While Darius was between two songs, the captain of the guard, Glandar, came and told him he needed to settle things down, for the men and women of the village needed their rest. Having them too riled up would be bad for production. So Darius began playing lullabies. And as the music started soothing the patrons, Vicarious, Sir Marcos, and Jim slipped out quietly, followed not far behind by Glandar. Vicarious, Sir Marcos, and Jim found themselves in another bunkhouse talking to some of the workers. They shared some spirits before a knock on the door chased them out the back and into the waiting arms of the village guard. There they were chaperoned to the woods for a kobold hunt, a preemptive strike on the raiding party, they were told. We'll stop them before they get to us. Remember, if you see them, call them out. Into the woods they went. They split into three teams. The village guard, Vicarious, Sir Marcos, and Jim together. Meanwhile, Darius remains at the tavern, finding himself alone, singing and playing lullabies. Here we begin Act 2, Knives in the Dark. Darius, you find yourself probably the second or third song into a lullaby. Make a perception roll for me.
Certainly. Let me get there. Perception. I rolled a 4.
Yeah, you are completely into your song, focused, perhaps even getting a little bit of prestidigitation going to put a little background scene of sheep jumping over a meadowed fence, perhaps. Who knows, while you're singing a lullaby. Make a performance roll for me now.
Absolutely. Oh, that was a 9.
A 9. Not a lot of cheers. Most people are kind of bummed out that you're on to your third lullaby song. They were much happier when you were playing the drinking songs and party songs. One in the crowd yells out, "I'll tip you a gold for another drinking song." You look around and see that Glandar's gone. And it's about now that you realize your travel partners are also no longer in the tavern.
I'll take that gold and I'll play your song tomorrow night when I'll be back for more fun and excitement.
Several boos and sad faces, but couple call out, "We'll hold you to it, friend." And as you pack up your guitar, you've made maybe 10 silver pieces tonight in tips. It's not too shabby
Not at all.
for a mining town. So where do you head?
That's a very good question. So I was not with Sir Marcos to identify the location of the bunkhouse. So I don't believe I know where the bunkhouse is.
Nope. And last you heard, Jim was saying she was ready for bed, and now you see they're all gone. So
I guess I will do some investigating. Well, what I'll do is I'll the proprietor of the establishment, I'll pull her aside and go, now that the day is done and my work here is done, I'm getting a little tired, and I'm trying to locate where the rest of my friends were. Do you happen to know where they might bunk up for the night?
Honey, they usually put everybody that comes into town in bunkhouse 4 first. That's probably where your friends are. I did see them leave a little bit ago. You were really into that song, and just, wow, that was really great. I thought you did a wonderful job.
Well, thank you very much. That is very kind of you. I was attempting with the drinking songs to try to boost sales here a little bit, but apparently certain folk here in town say the constable does not have much fun.
Oh no, Glandar, he's a bit of a dry rag, actually. He's not much for fun. I have a friend that might be able to help you with your voice thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Come see me tomorrow. It's late. He's in bed, but I have an idea that he specializes in elixirs and he may have something that could help you out if you'd be interested.
Oh, absolutely. That sounds quite interesting. It would certainly help bring in the tips and perhaps boost sales of ale and the other things that you've got going on here. That's part of my role here in town is to lift spirits and to lift spirits, if you know what I mean.
Ah, I see what you did there, sweetie. Yeah, that was really cute. That was great. That was a great one. I saw you lifting those spirits off the wagon earlier.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Another thing is, you next time you're singing, there's a blackboard up there on the stage. I don't know if you saw it, but it'll actually write the words out for you. Next time you're gonna sing, let me know and I'll go give it the activation word. It's an arcane chalkboard and it will write the words out that you're saying, and you don't have to strain yourself quite so much.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. Hey, and if your friend can help me out with my voice, you know, bonus all around, the chalkboard may not even be necessary anymore.
Perhaps not. Well, you better hurry off. They'll be coming to get you soon, I'm sure, for the patrols.
Patrols? What do you mean
Oh
patrols?
yeah, Glandar takes all the folks that come in on these missions. He takes them on patrol first night, especially the first night because they're tired. He likes to see how they act when they're tired and see how alert they can be. So
I see.
y'all traveled long and hard to get here, so I'm sure you're tired.
What happens to these folk who go out on patrol?
Oh, some say they get killed by the monsters in the forest, and others say they, get run off because Glandar gets mad at them because they won't do what he says. And others say that they're some of the greatest fighters that have ever walked this earth.
And
Slaying
how often,
kobolds and all, the kobold problem that we have there. That's why y'all are here, is to take care of that.
the kobolds, yeah. Yeah. How often do you guys see kobolds around here?
Oh, we don't see them much anymore. Now that Glandar's got this constant rotation of mercenaries coming in, they go out at night and they stop the raids before they get here. It's been a help. It's really been a great help. We haven't had an actual attack in quite some time now. Glandar's really a clever combat master, if you will. He's very, very clever when it comes to this stuff.
And so when the kobolds used to attack, what did they go after?
Good supplies, food, blankets, that stuff, potatoes and mushrooms and.
So mostly what you guys have here.
Yeah, pretty much. They'd raid the food stores and take our blankets and pillows and beddings and things. Yeah.
Well, have you guys set up any kind of security or anything?
That's why you're here.
Oh, I thought we were protecting the town.
Oh dear. Perhaps you are tired. You should go lay down.
Okay. Bunkhouse 4, you said.
Yeah, big label right on the front.
And
Can't miss it. Step out and take a right. Can't miss it.
Step out and take a right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Have a great night.
And you too. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Thank you. I hope we don't have bed bugs. Oh, those things are horrible. They make me so itchy. And Darius, do you head on out of the tavern at this point?
I do.
All right. Out into the street. Go ahead and make me another perception roll. This time with advantage.
$17 and 3, so 17.
You think you see torchlight off in the forest, just maybe 100 feet off the edge of the forest line and off the edge of town to the north side.
Huh. Wonder what's going on there. Huh. Well, I guess I best check it out. So I I head out in the direction of the torchlight.
All right. Do you have dark vision or any kind of night sight?
Well, I guess that would be kind of handy, wouldn't it?
Perhaps.
Yes, I believe as a tiefling, I do have dark vision.
Believe that you do as well. Fantastic. You step off into the forest. How are you going into the forest? Normally, running, walking, cautiously.
As cautiously and stealthily as I possibly can.
Fantastic. Make me a stealth check then.
Absolutely.
Since you said it.
I did. That would be a 7.
All right. We're going to sit on that right there. And we're going to go to...
Sorry, that was an 8.
Victorious. An 8? Okay.
Yeah,
Victorious,
even better.
Marcos, and Jem. As Glandar and his patrols split off quickly afterwards, you lose sight of them in the bush. You kind of kept your eye over your shoulder. They had torches lit, at least one torch per group, and eventually kind of lost sight of that through the trees. How are you proceeding through the bush?
I mean, I'm going to try and be as quiet as I can because technically we're hunting. So.
Okay.
Gonna be putting my rogue skills into use.
I'm going to have
Right on.
Vicarious in front of me, Jem behind me. I'm
You're
scared.
in the middle. Big, clumsy human in the middle. Okay. Everybody, make me a stealth check.
$17.
17.
22.
22.
Crit fail.
Crit fail. Oh, I was going to give you a 4, but you crit failed. Wow. Vicarious and Jem, you are smaller creatures as it is. You're easily making your way through this. Vicarious, you duck under a downed limb, and behind you, you hear a thud, a crack, and another thud sound. And as Marcos has tripped over this branch that was for you, Vicarious, it was probably head high, but for him, it's shin high. And the shin that
How
Jem
short
had,
am I?
you're a gnome, right?
Yeah.
Gnomes are
I
about 2.5
think they were
feet
6
tall.
inches tall.
Maybe it's thigh high for him. You're about 2.5 feet tall, right? So it's probably about catches him right above the knees. We'll just catches him above the knee. Come on, man. Catches him above the knees. And Jem, you see this lumbering human in front of you fall and oh goodness, Marcos, you're gonna take 4 damage as you have wrenched your knee going over this log. It has made quite the crashing sound. Jem and Vicarious, what do you do?
Will you keep it down back there?
I have to bite. I'm biting my lip to try not to laugh my ass off.
Why didn't you warn me about that?
Warn
Open
you.
your eyes.
Orange.
I saw it. You're bigger than me. It was over my head.
Your eyes are also better than mine at night.
Are you okay?
No.
We should have never brought him with us.
it's at this point, it's at this moment that I look back and I see Marcos and I see Jem and I go, where's Darius?
What?
Where's Darius?
Oh,
Well, shit.
we forgot Darius.
I could have
Thought it
swore
was-
he was with us. You
Thought it
know,
was a little quiet.
it was a little quiet. We should have.
We should have known.
Oh,
Can we go back and get him? Or is it too
we're
late?
out here now. No, just keep on.
Do we really want to turn back anyways?
Do we really want to get caught with you? You're so
Thank you,
loud.
Victorious.
Be quiet, watch where you're going, and don't get us caught.
Do not trip over anything else, okay?
Well, make sure you warn me.
Okay. Eyeballs.
All right.
From now on, every time that you see something,
Branch.
you have to be blatantly just like sarcastic with Marcos every time.
Yep. That checks out.
Fine. Let's go.
Cool. You're maneuvering through now a little more slowly as Marcos, you're limping a bit on your bum knee now. You wrenched it really good. Everybody make me a perception check, please.
Okay.
12, not bad.
At 20 plus 4.
That's pretty good.
Well, you wipe the dirt out of your eyes and you can really see up ahead. Perhaps it's because you're
You said perception, right?
correct.
17.
All right. Margos, you're probably able to see this because you're above the bushes. The other two are kind of down literally in the weeds.
All
you
these
see
short
ahead,
jokes.
maybe 20, 25 yards ahead of you, some faint torchlight flickering. Almost looks like a fire.
Hey, Victorious. Hold up.
Yeah.
You see that up ahead?
I see it. Is that light? Looks like light. Is that light?
Campfire or torch? Maybe?
Yeah, maybe. You got a better view from up there, I guess. I just see a glow.
I mean, you could always just pick up Gem and throw her up into one of the trees.
I
Look.
knew this was going to happen eventually.
Look, man, you're twice as tall as me. What do you see?
Just what I said. Looks like about 20, 25 yards ahead of us. There's torches or campfire.
Okay.
Not really seeing any forms-ish.
Yeah, okay. I don't see any entities either. So
But that
I guess
doesn't
we
make
keep-
sense for kobolds. Kobolds see better
Yeah.
in the dark than you do.
I agree. So I say we keep going forward. Keep your eyes peeled though.
All right. We're going to jump back to Darius real quick. Darius, you're stealthily moving. You get a little closer to this torch light that you think you've seen. There is a clearing. You get to the edge of the clearing, and you can see what appears to be six. Let me just double check this. Yes. No. There are 10. So I'm having to do a lot of scrolling.
scroll the other way. The numbers were going up the way you were scrolling.
Interesting. Ah, is that it? Is this it? 4, 5, 6. Yes, there are 6, 7, 8. Appear to be 8 humanoid creatures. Definitely kobolds from what you had seen before. It's kind of low conversing around a very, very small fire. It is getting chilly, so perhaps they're trying to just warm themselves.
Okay.
They are all heavily armed and armored.
You said 6?
8.
8. 8. Carry the 1 plus 2 times 4. Add 6 equals. Nope. I will stop right where I am and find some quiet little nook to kind of hide behind, behind a tree or bush or someplace, and try to make myself as discreet as possible while observing the kobolds, the 8 kobolds in question.
Sure. As you kind of hunker down, you find a nice bush to kind of hide in. I need 2 rolls. First, I need a stealth roll.
Okay.
And then second, I'm going to need a listen roll or investigation.
I mean,
Stealth roll was a 10.
that'd be perception.
Perception, yeah. I'm sorry. I've been doing a lot of Call of Cthulhu too, so.
And perception is 12.
All right. Did you hear what you think is a thud? You kind of can feel it in the ground as well. And about that same time, all of the kobolds, save one, draw their weapons, take a defensive stance, and kind of start looking around. One of them points in your direction. They form a kind of a line, just a defensive line. Vicarius, Marcos, and Jem, as you're kind of easing forward this 25 yards or so, you see the clearing up ahead of you. There is a very small fire, and you can now make out 8 shapes in the clearing, and one, if you have the night vision, kind of dark vision,
I do.
make out 1 shape in the bushes. All of the kobolds that you see in the clearing have their back to you. They don't look like they're fighting, but they do have weapons drawn. You can each make a perception roll to see if, or actually, you know what? Wouldn't be perception. Insight.
Ooh, I'm good at
Like
those.
to incite their intent.
And since it's a favorite enemy, I get advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Not that helped all that much. 8.
14.
19.
All right, Marcos and Jem, you see that they are in a defensive stance. Vicarius, your favorite enemy is in front of you, and you are starting to feel overcome by that desire. It's and you're blinded by that.
They're getting ready to attack. I know it. I know they're getting ready. They're getting ready to go on a raid. They're getting ready. I can feel
Vicarius.
it.
Vicarius. No,
What?
they're on the defensive.
Bull. They're
Seriously.
kobolds.
They're on the defensive.
They're
Don't believe it.
kobolds.
No,
Well, don't believe-
they look like they're defending. They do not look like they're about to
From
attack
what?
anything.
Somebody spooked them, And right now, they're just trying to protect themselves.
Never seen that happen. I've never seen them be non-aggressive. They're getting ready to attack. I can feel it.
You all are kind of far enough away where this hushed conversation can't quite be heard. But I'm going to need you to make a stealth check if you're going to continue making noise. Darius,
That'll roll well.
they aren't advancing. They're just staring into the bushes at you. You can tell they're looking right at you.
22.
I got a 10. Wait, do I roll advantage on stealth?
Maybe.
Are you in? Unless you have an ability or an item that gives you advantage, you wouldn't. Not on.
No, I'm just naturally stealthy.
I got a
It
16.
gives you 16.
So a 22, a 16, and a 10.
Okay. Marcos, you're crouched down as low as you can get behind some little bushes. Jim, you're trying to hide behind Marcos, maybe, or a stump that's there next to you.
I'm standing tall and proud, but still nobody can see me.
Yeah. And one of them turns around, kind of checking the perimeter. You know, you can tell he's scanning the perimeter of the tree line. And you hear that grunt, that almost a bark and a yip. And several of them turn around to face you, weapons drawn. They start barking and yipping. Darius, you see about half the group turn and face the other way. They still have not advanced. They're just barking and yipping and growling and snarling.
I will continue to assume that this bush that I've hidden behind is doing an excellent job of concealing my presence, and perhaps their look in my direction was simply a matter of chance. Perhaps they heard something else, the moon.
Perhaps.
As soon as they turn towards me and start grunting, I let off a shot with my short bow. Like
Okay.
as quick as lightning. That's a dirty 20 to hit.
Oh, his eagerness is gonna. Oh. I just turn around and look at him like, what the fuck?
You let you said that's a dirty 20?
Yeah, dirty 20.
All right. It hits one of them. It howls from the. Yeah, go ahead.
6 damage.
6. Okay. From the kind of perpendicular edge of the clearing, you see another figure step out, flanked by 2 others. This one is an older looking kobold, just in a kind of green tunic and cloak. She's tall with a speckled snout, strong eyebrows, and she looks at the kobolds and barks something. Do any of you speak kobold or undercommon?
Let's see something here. So favored enemy.
Nope.
Celestial Common and Gnomish.
So it says You have advantage on survival checks to track your favorite enemy, as well as on intelligence checks to recall information about them. You also learn one language of your choice that is spoken by your favorite enemy, if they speak one at all. I have Celestial, Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Gnomish.
So you would have the opportunity to have learned Kobold. Okay. As one of yours. You think you understand it. It's a little different dialect than what you're used to hearing or what you were taught. It's almost has an accent, perhaps.
Okay. Sure.
But it sounds to you like she's saying, hold fast, hold fast. To the rest of you, it sounds like barks and yips.
Hold fast. I just start muttering that under my hold fast.
Are you okay, Vicarius? What are
Yeah.
What are you doing?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. But see that one over there? And I point at the one wearing the robes.
Uh-huh.
Sounded like she just said hold fast. That's not normal. Like they should be attacking.
None of this has been normal since we got here. Like them lining the roads and not attacking us. You know what? Forget this.
Should we?
As I stand up and start walking towards them.
I was gonna say, should we go
Are
and talk
you
to them? But
insane?
apparently Marcos has already made that decision. So
Are you insane? What are
let's
you
go.
doing?
I'm gonna follow behind. No point in not having his back now.
I'm gonna
Oh my
stay right
God.
where I'm at with bow drawn.
I'm gonna have my hand on my my short sword, just in case.
Okay. Go ahead, Marco, since you're in the lead, make me an intimidation check, charisma check.
Well, technically it wouldn't be a short sword for me. It would probably be a dagger because I'm so small.
Toothpick.
Ouch.
Toothpick would be a dagger.
Yeah, the toothpick would be a dagger for me.
That is a 12.
12? Okay. They are growling. You can see their claws are digging deep into the earth. Some of them are kind of resisting that urge to jump. Vicarius, you know this is not normal. They should have attacked the moment he stepped forward. This is
so let me see something here. Yeah, okay. I'm watching this and I see that this is not like it's not normal. I let off the tension a little bit on the bow and I start walking towards, and I'm just saying over and over again, easy, easy, easy.
Are you speaking in common?
I'm speaking in what I would assume would be the language that they would understand.
Okay, so you're trying to
I'm trying to maybe not escalate this any farther than I already have.
Okay.
I have very high charisma and very high persuasion. Maybe we could try to talk to them and find out, convince them that we're not the bad guys, that we're just here to find out what's going on.
As I'm just continuously walking forward, I got my staff in one hand. My other hand is out to the side, showing them that it's empty. And I'm just like,
all right.
well,
Darius, as you see the three emerge, you see all this kind of go down in front of you. There are still those four that are looking at you. There are now a total of 11 kobold in this clearing, including the old lady one and the two. You would assume those are like her bodyguards.
Okay. So I see my compatriots emerging from the woods. Do I?
Yes. Kind of as they get into the campfire light.
Do I see Jem?
Nobody sees Gem. She's too short.
Yeah, you can make out which one you think is Jim.
And approximately how far away from me do you think she is? Is she within 60 feet? Let me put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. This clearing is probably only about 50 feet across.
Seeing my compatriots head in towards the kobolds without weapons drawn, I will stand up and start to walk, hands down at my side, no weapon drawn, not showing any aggression whatsoever. And start to walk in that direction with the intent of meeting up with or coming, closer, a hair's breadth after the rest of my party makes it. So I'm trying to judge their speed and mitigate my
trying
speed.
to time it,
Time it
Gotcha.
so that they get there first, and then I am bravely coming up behind.
Are you going to kind of flank around the edge and actually come up in behind the line of them?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do something like that. But
I was totally hoping he would say yes.
I was too, kind of, actually, but
It kind of reminds me he's pulling a brave Sir Robin.
exactly.
yes, it's the brave Sir Robin move. Yes.
Brave Sir Robin.
Gotcha.
But
And-
as I am walking along, I am going to say, Jem, my gosh, you appear as if you are a full 10 feet tall. My word, what has become of you? Look at that. Such majesty, such grace, such power. As I cast bardic inspiration upon her.
Cool. All right, so you will gain is a D4 to the next ability or attack roll?
It's a D6
D6.
that she can use. Let's see. Once within the next 10 minutes, the creature can roll the die and add the number rolled to the ability check, attack roll, or saving throw it makes. The creature can wait until after the D20 has been rolled, but before they know what the outcome is of that roll, to use the D6.
All right. So you get a D6, 1D6 for the next 10 minutes. Cool.
I'm
All
not
right.
quite for sure what he means when he says that. I think he's making fun of me because, I have a Napoleon complex. So I'm just like, flabbergasted that he says that because
Yeah, you do
like,
feel
what?
you feel this boost of confidence though. Like
I'm big shit. So I'm just like,
Yeah. you kind of puff your chest out like, somebody knows.
Damn right.
Somebody knows
Yeah.
the truth around here. Right?
That's
like
right.
yeah.
And then I look at I look at Marcos and go, yeah, you know what's up.
And as Vicarious, you're moving forward, going easy. You hear a response that says, "Lower yours, we lower ours."
So I'm not gonna lower it yet, but I'm noticeably letting off tension. Just nice and slow, letting off tension.
And you see her kind of hold her hand at the kobolds and kind of motion to put them down. And you can see now she's leaning on an old oak walking staff. And as you're doing that, she nods and they slowly are lowering theirs. It's this very long and drawn out kind of, okay, as you lower your bowstring more, they lower their weapons more. And eventually their weapons aren't sheathed. They're just at their sides. And perhaps your bow is not.
Arrow still
Unlocked your
knocked. Arrow still knocked, but
there's no tension on the bowstring.
tension on the string. and I'm
Gotcha.
holding it in one hand rather than both hands.
Okay, so you just kind of have the arrow kind of sitting on the rest.
In my fingers, still knocked on the string, but not my other hand is not on the string at all.
Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and give Marcos and Vicarius an achievement here for this. Both of you will gain advantage on a charisma check to influence Kobold for the rest of the adventure. One time only.
We do also, do we still have that one that we got last week too?
Yep, you still have that for the duration of this until you use it. As you are now standing there 5 or 6 feet away, Darius, you come up and meet. Maybe you're 10 feet away from each other. You see everybody. You all see Darius on the other side of the kobolds standing there. Just a moment after you arrive, he's on the other side, waving.
What are you doing over there?
Standing? Waving?
You know what? No. Just stay there.
Okay.
As I turn and look at who I'm presuming is the leader of these kobolds.
Yes, she steps forward. She's in common. She says, Good now. Quickly. Why have you attacked us? You are clearly not part of Forest Coast security contingent.
Okay.
Why did you attack us?
Well,
how do you
kinda
speak
are.
common, first off? Secondly, why aren't you attacking everybody?
You are making a lot of assumptions we don't have time to talk about right now.
Then let's find some time for us to sit and talk.
I agree. Follow us and we will have plenty of time to talk. Please.
How do I know that you're not going to kill us?
She looks at the 4 of you and she looks at the 11 of them. Says, if we wanted you dead, you would be dead. You have
Turn to Vickers.
Yeah,
She makes a valid point.
Everyone make a perception check for me.
All right. Natural 20 for a total of 22.
8.
Not very perceptive, are you there, Darius?
No, he is not.
Oh, 9 on mine.
Marcos is studying the competition.
I have 12.
All right. Vicarius, you're the only one that hears the sound of approaching footsteps, a twig snap or something not far away.
All right, this is going to go south here real soon. It's my better judgment, but let's go.
Can we get out of here before they see us?
We'll see.
All right. Let's go.
The elderly kobold makes a grunting sound. All of the kobolds sheath their weapons, drop to all fours, and begin to scurry off into the bushes. She gives you one last look, shakes her head, drops to all fours, and begins running.
And I beat feet after.
The group of kobolds scurry on all fours, free from the rocky shale of the hillside, into the trees and obscured from your sight. You all follow behind. I'm going to need you to each make an athletics check for me.
Oh, this is going to end poorly.
So would I be able to roll this differently because I have natural explorer and am very adept in forest situations?
Is forest your preferred terrain?
It's yeah.
I'll give you advantage.
All right. You said that's a athletics.
Strength.
That's a 13.
I got a 22.
17.
15.
Vicarious, everyone starts to pull a little bit away from you.
Short legs.
Yep. You can kind of still make them out, but it's getting difficult.
I have dark vision.
Dark vision, you would probably be lost already.
Yep.
So
Okay.
they're on the edges of your dark vision.
All right. But I got a general idea of which way they're going.
Yep.
Okay.
Everyone else, as you kind of run through the bushes, eventually you all get to where the end is. A few moments later, Vicarious, you come kind of huffing and puffing into the space. Go ahead and gain 1 level of exhaustion for me, please, as you pushed yourself very
I was
hard.
making sure we weren't being followed. I was making sure we weren't being followed. There was somebody coming. I was making sure we weren't being followed.
The old kobold, she stretches out her arm and welcomes you. She says, as you come into this small settlement, it's a cramped, tightly packed, and there are many, many more kobolds here. If you had to guess, there could be as many as 150 to 200 kobolds in this settlement. Vicarious, you know kobolds don't necessarily live in the woods.
Yes.
This is the first strange thing. There are ramshackle huts, houses, shacks, just kind of, it looks kind of like a refugee camp. As you get closer, you notice a number of wooden markings embedded into the ground.
Okay.
And as you kind of see this, the old kobold, she looks at you and she says, "The dead. Forest Coast security teams killed them all. And they would kill more of us if they had the chance. Please,
They're out there looking for you right now.
we'll be fine here. We're safe here. Please, have a seat by the fire. I'll make us some tea."
Very, very cautiously. I've put my bow on my back, but I got my hand on the hilt of my short sword. Very cautiously.
I thank you for the hospitality and even more for the tea. But forgive me, I'm confused. Why here? Why? From everything that I've learned about kobolds, this is completely not where you belong.
What he means is, what is going on here?
I agree. This is not our home. As she comes with the kettle and begins to pour cups of tea for each of you, she tells you, she said, "The land where the mine is now," and she gestures towards the mountain. "Well, that was home until just a few months ago. All the kobolds you see here, well, we all lived there. Then Forest Co came and the Sheikh Von guards chased us out, killed those who resisted. We found a bit of respite here, but we won't last long."
So, please correct me if I'm wrong. Did you ever attack Corsco?
No, we've sent no such hostilities. Although I've no doubt the Sheikh vanguards have told you otherwise. They kill us anytime our people even draw close to the village, which we do because we hope to speak to the workers.
Why do you want to speak to the workers?
Well, we think that they, like you, will be more open to speaking to us than those in Forest Co employ direct. With any luck, we can convince them to let us return to the mines, abandon their operations.
It's going to be a hard.
I wouldn't say that we're willing to talk. Okay. but this is weird. So,
I'll talk. I
Vicarious.
like to talk. I talk all the
Oh,
time.
for God's
Oh,
sake.
Jesus. Vickers, right now, we just need to. Obviously, this is not our norm. And it's not the norm for these kobolds.
Eh.
So
Eh.
let's just. I hate to say it, but I think it might actually be more advantageous for us to work with the kobolds and try to make this hard sale to the miners themselves. I mean,
I'm gonna pat Vicarious on the back and say, "Don't have a heart attack. It's okay. It's all right."
the,
gonna
the
be
longer
okay.
the longer we're out here, the more we speak to the employees that and like the caravan out here. I'm seeing that the kobolds aren't the issue. It's Forest Co.
Well, okay. I'm with you. Like, there's something really shady about Forest Co. I'm with you on that.
I mean, it just from the only reason why went ahead and joined this group is because they're driving my father out of business.
Driving your father out of business. How's
Yeah.
that?
My father is a blacksmith.
Yeah. And are they blacksmiths? I didn't think they were blacksmiths.
No, but they do sell swords, bows, axes, knives,
Oh.
and they're undercutting my father. Some fierce, to the point where he had to go plead to my mother for a loan to make sure that he can get more coal.
You all look around as you're sitting here by the campfire. There are, like I said, dozens and dozens of kobolds in this camp. Some of them are cautiously peering around out the corners of structures. Others are shielding their young. They are listening but cautious. And you can pick up on they are living in squalor. And you think back to the ones you saw on the side of the trail. They didn't look so healthy now that you think about it. They were very skinny. They didn't look very strong. But in the moment, all you saw was Kobold. And you had that reaction, that gut. You know, she tells you, she says, please, if you could, we are desperate. We are not used to life like this. In this environment, we cannot thrive. We do not know the land. We do not know how to farm food above ground. Our children, look, they are starving. The mine was our home, and we know how to live there, and we are happy there. Our people are dying, and we need a plan. She gets a little up and she settles herself. I'm sorry. You are the first that have been willing to even sit down at our table. Can you help us?
Maybe.
I
Maybe.
mean, I know what it's like for people to look at me and automatically assume because of my size or even that, my gender, what I can and can't do. I think that this situation is similar. I think we're being played by Forest Co. and I think we should help them.
There is surely common ground here. Across more than just one or two of us.
Forest Co. The only reason I'm here is because Forest Co. killed my brother. And if they're killing their own employees.
Yeah. Are they killing their employees, or are they just not really paying attention to what's happening to their employees?
Does it matter?
I don't know. We've watched them for a while, but we know the workers are afraid of the guard. When they see us, the guard, they try to kill us because they know we want our home back, and I think that they're afraid we could turn the workers against them. But please, just stay here this night. It is already late. You've traveled through the woods. You are injured, human. Please,
He'll be fine.
just stay the night
Yeah.
and mend yourselves, rest. We can talk again in the morning over breakfast and perhaps have a plan. You will be safe. I give you my word. No one in this village will harm you.
I try to call one of the little ones over to me.
Yeah, one of them is there kind of looking and is hesitant, and she the older one, she says, my apologies, I never did even introduce myself. I am Grishta. I'm the elder mother here. Come, Gring, come. It is okay, she says in Kobold. Gring, R-I-N-G.
I am Sir Marcus Havison.
Sir Marcus, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure
The
is
young
mine.
one, he comes carefully, cautiously, slowly, and as he approaches and gets to where Grishtai is, she pulls him close and kind of presents him to you.
What did you
I
say
just-
her name was?
Her name,
Yes.
Grishta,
Grishta.
Grishta.
Okay.
I extend my hand out. Like, come here, little one. And as soon as he comes close, I just start petting his head. And my other hand reaches into my cloak. And I lean down to him and say, share this with who you like. But this is mainly for you. As I give him some field rations.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Fantastic. Awesome. He sniffs it and then puts it in his little clutches and kind of scurries away. Grishta says, that was kind of you. We need more in the world like you.
We need less in the world of Forest Co.
On that, we agree.
And I mutter to myself, oh my God, Marcos has heart. Who'd have thought?
It has gotten quite late. A few other of the kobold have come closer now that they've seen you're not going to injure anyone, you're not going to fight, you were kind to the young. A few others have come closer. Sitting down, she says, so you will stay with us?
Honestly, I think it would be in our best interest, as I look to my three companions, that we do stay the night and come up with some type of story to tell
I mean,
guards.
you got a bum leg. We could just say we found a place to, for you to rest until morning.
Yeah, I'll probably still be limping tomorrow morning anyways, so.
I mean, make no mistake, I'm going to tell him you tripped over a fucking stick, but still, you got a bum leg. So we found a safe place for you.
Darius, what do you say?
What do I say is what you're asking? You're asking me. Interesting. Well, I think the first thing I would say is, Vicrius, come here for a second, would you? I see something that I might be able to help you with. Stand right here. I point down in front of me.
Reluctantly, I very slowly walk over and I just kind of look at him like, what?
And I reach behind Vicrius's head and I start tugging, not on his head, but, making that, tugging action. Like I'm pulling and I'm pulling and I'm pulling and I'm pulling and I make a popping sound as I pull a silver piece out from behind Vicarius's head, and I hand it to one of the kobolds who came closer and is sitting with us. Here, he had this stuck. I think this is yours. And I hand him a silver piece that I pulled out from Vicarius's head. They make him a little cranky.
Stupid. That's freaking
You hear a
kobold.
kind of a guttural chuckle, a snort even, as one of them, he's an older kobold. Definitely he laughs. And he grunts at Grishta, and she says, Fenric says you may have his tent for the night. He was amused by the...
This is all so confusing to me. I don't understand what's going on here. I just keep muttering that to myself.
I don't think it would be right for us to take any of your tents. I'd rather sleep on the ground.
I start looking around, look at Marcus like, what you talking about, Marcos?
Marcos, a younger, if you were if you were a kobold, you would definitely know how young, but somewhat attractive female kobold is coming up to you with this
Brown chicken, brown cow.
little jar, and approaches you, reaches out, and it appears there's some kind of salve in the jar. She scoops it out and kind of offers it, points at your knee.
Go ahead.
Boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, 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 chicka, boom,
Yeah,
chicka, boom,
she
chicka.
gently rubs this mossy, muddy salve on your abrasion around your leg, and it's cool. And yeah, she rolled really well for that. She kind of pats it and then says, like, puts her hands up, indicating like to wait. And she'll turn and look at Grishta, mutters something, and Grishta says, just leave that on till morning and your wound should be healed.
Thank you.
Nervously, she backs away.
I want to try to figure out what type of medicine this is.
Yeah, you have medicine?
I do.
Make a medicine check. Waiting for the roller to roll the dice.
That's a 21.
21. Yeah, this is an old one. You learned about this when you were in your young medicinal days. There is a specific moss that grows in certain parts of the mountainous regions that can be compacted with clay and water to be made into a medicinal salve. And this is that. You've never seen it before, but you've read about it. And you do know that it has healing property for minor injuries and sprains, abrasions, minor lacerations, sprains, that sort of thing.
Keeping this one for later.
So are y'all all wanting okay with staying the night?
I'm reluctant, but if the group's not leaving, I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
I'm patched up and they said not to move until the morning, so I'm just going to lay down right where I'm at.
I'm okay with staying the night. I'm getting a little tired, sleepy, you know. It's been a long day unloading stuff. If you know what I mean. Wink, wink.
All right. So where are we sleeping?
She points to a tent not far away. Says you can sleep in there. I'll post 2 guards outside. They will not. No one will bother you, but it's just a precaution for your safety and feelings.
All right. So I started heading towards the tent that she pointed out.
Okay.
As do I.
Are there any trees or anything close by? Like, how far away from tree line are we?
Oh, you're 50 yards or so from the tree line to the campfire.
I'm not gonna sleep in the tent. I'm gonna find a spot just kind of along the tree line. I'm gonna improvise a little shelter with twigs and branches and stuff and leaves, and just kind of make my own little lean-to shack kind of a thing.
Cool. Make me a survival roll for that.
All right.
See how good of a shelter you make.
Survival.
You are on a
survival.
you do have a level of exhaustion, so
Yeah, so I got what, disadvantage on this?
yeah. I believe. Yeah. 1 level is disadvantage.
Vicarious, grumpy Boy Scout.
The grumpy Boy Scout.
That is a 2.
Yeah, well, you just half-heartedly push some leaves together. You find a branch that still has some green leaves on it that was maybe knocked down in a recent storm.
Mhm.
Kind of roll over in the pile of leaves and pull this branch over you.
Okay.
And within moments, you are fast asleep.
Okay.
How many cots or beds or whatever is in this tent? Or is it just
There's
a tent and we're gonna
basically-
sleep on the floor?
There's basically just one big bedroll that's rolled out. And
So
it's
I'll-
pretty dirty.
So okay, so can I pick it up and like shake it out?
Not really. It's bigger than you are.
Ugh.
That's not
Marcos.
saying much.
Marcos, come shake this out. It's dirty.
I'm still by the fire.
Yeah, Darius is with you though.
Oh, Darius. Darius is bigger. Darius, shake this out. I need somebody
Everyone
bigger than
forgets
me.
about Darius. Darius, the forgotten bard.
Exactly.
Yes.
Leaves such
That's
an
tonight's
impression.
goal.
No one
Tonight's
knows
goal
he
is
was
by
there.
By the end of the episode, every character will have a nickname. We got Eyeballs. We got the Forgotten Bard. We got Vicarous,
Grumpy Boy Scout.
the Grumpy Boy Scout.
Boy Scout.
Yep.
Just gonna
So I
add one
pick up
for
the
Jim.
I pick up the bedroll that's there and I shake it out. And as I'm shaking out, I kind of make sure that the end of it kind of flap hits Gem, accidentally and all. So I'm just, and there's just this cloud of dust that is filling the tent.
Yeah, it gets pretty dusty in the tent pretty quickly.
Ugh. My face hurts and I can't breathe. Ugh. You did that on purpose, Darius.
Yes, I did. You told me to shake it out. I did that on purpose because you asked me.
But you hit me with it on purpose.
I did not.
I got my eye on you. I think Marcos is going to stay out there so he can try to, hit on that kobold.
Marcos can hit on whatever he wants. Kobold, rock, ember, I don't care.
As the dust settles in the tent, Jim and Darius, you kind of nestle down, find a place. You could see the outline of 2 figures outside the canvas flaps. Assuming those are the Kobold guard that was asked to be stayed there. Marcos, you're sleeping by the campfire?
Yep.
Okay. Does anyone try to stay awake, or are you all just gonna? I know, like Vicarous, you're like ready to pass out.
Seeing as how I have a level of exhaustion, even if I'm trying to stay awake, I'm not going to be able to.
Correct.
I mean,
Like I'll try to keep one eye open and eventually just.
Yeah,
We-
you're gonna be out.
yeah, we've all been awake for a really long time.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be able to stay up.
Yep.
I need the
Alright.
rest.
As you all fall asleep, you are able to get in a short rest before the sun rises. But with the sun rises and the noise of the camp coming to life, you are awakened. The smell of meats cooking on the fire definitely rouses you from your sleep.
Jem, why did you wake me up? I was sleeping.
I go to stretch, hit him in the head, or hit him wherever I reach. I don't know if I'm tall enough to hit him in the head.
Oh,
That'll wake you up in the morning.
what'd you
I
do
didn't
that
do-
for?
I didn't wake you up. Now you're awake, though.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, what is that delicious? What is that delicious smell? I'm gonna ignore his pained cries and get up and walk out of the tent.
Yeah. As you get up, you see what looks like a functioning village. Children running around. You see people working on the fire. There's a pot hung over it. There's also an iron skillet hung over it where you see them putting big slabs of meat on. And Marcos, you're obviously one of the first ones awake because of they had to kind of move you out of the way to tend to the fire. Vicarious, you are awakened probably last. Just you were the most exhausted.
So the only way to clear exhaustion is a long rest.
Yes. So you still have a level of exhaustion. However, you feel more rested, more alert,
Okay.
but you still have that level of exhaustion.
All right.
While you're served breakfast, you are welcome to somewhere they've got this huge table and have erected it. You can tell just by the crowd, it could definitely be set up and taken down. It looks multifunctional. Perhaps they use it for different things. There are blood stains on it. Perhaps it's also a table to use to bandage those wounded. In fact, you see one at the table sitting across from you, Vicarious, with a bandage in his arm, and he kind of glares at you.
I see the blood on the table, and immediately in the back of my head, I go, blood sacrifice.
Okay. And a young kobold, he's been at the skillet all day, all morning. You've seen him, Marcos. You could see the frustration on him as he goes to flip this hunk of meat and it lands in the ashes of the fire. He reaches down, he picks it up and, kind of wipes it off, throws it back on the skillet. You can just see he keeps getting more and more frustrated.
I'm going to try to help him.
Okay. Make a charisma check for me. Persuasion, perhaps?
Persuasion. I can do that.
Mm-hmm. And while Marcos is helping this wayward young kobold with his cooking, Jem, a kind of middle-aged looking kobold comes and sits down next to you, and she opens a pouch and begins to set things out on the table. Most of them are rudimentary things, combs, maybe bracelets, things like that. Just they look very plain and ordinary, made of copper or wood. And she looks at you and she points at your pouch on your belt. And she slides one of the combs over. And she motions at you like she wants to trade.
I don't know if I have anything in here that you'll like, but I guess I'll start digging through my pouch.
Cool. You can make a charisma roll too, and we'll play it off the charisma roll. Persuasion, persuasion's probably fine, and we'll just play it based on the roll as to what's in your pouch.
19.
Cool. You just happen to have a very interesting thing that you picked up one day in Neverwinter. But to you, it just seemed ordinary. Like, yeah, you could use it, but when would you, right? It's kind of a backup tool in case you ever lost your flint and steel. You have a really nice like ferro rod kind of assembly that's you had custom made for you, that's on a spring where the flint is on the outside of a steel rod, so you can push it down and it'll throw the sparks right into your tinder bundle. But you picked up a flint and steel box just in case something ever happened to that. And you set that on the table, and her eyes get huge. And she looks, she reaches into her bundle and she pulls out 4 arrows and sets them on the table. They're by far the nicest thing on the table. And she does like, she points like, trade?
I push the tinderbox or to her.
Yeah, she'll grab it real quick and put it in her pouch and start gathering her other things up as well and putting them back. And she looks really excited and happy.
I guess I'll take the arrows. Do I still get to keep the what was the first thing she slid towards me?
A comb.
Comb?
Yeah. She'll in her excitement,
I don't know what
forgets the comb is there as well.
I don't know what I'm picking up. So the comb and the arrows. I want to study the arrows, like what kind are they? Where do they come from?
There are 4 arrows. Do you have appraisal as a rogue yet?
I mean, since that's not a D&D thing.
Well,
investigation will probably be the closest.
Yeah, I have investigate.
Investigation or it's not appraisal.
Identify.
Nature? I don't know.
Nature would tell you what the
insight
are made out of. What
insight,
kind of wood?
Maybe.
I mean, I could look at them if she wanted me to too. I'm probably sitting close by, and I know bows and arrows because that's how I make my living.
Yeah, you see her with these arrows. She's kind of studying them, looking at them. They're broadhead arrows. They have nice feather flights. They're made of ash.
I wonder if they would work on my. I mean, I carry a short bow, so I wonder if they're too long for my short bow.
You're muted.
Yeah, because dog. For your short bow, probably. Yours is a custom short bow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not terrible. 15. Arcana.
Ooh.
See if they're like special.
Yeah, there's an inscription on them. These are, hang on, y'all. Hang on just a second. Lindsay just got home, so dog is going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
while all of this is going on, I am going to cast a little bit of minor illusion, and I'm going to make a small personal thundercloud appear over Vicarius's head as he is, making his investigation, and it will slowly, rain down on him as he is investigating.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. There's an inscription on the arrows. It's definitely of magical nature. From what you can tell, these look like arrows that would fly true.
These are pretty good. Like, these are pretty good.
Nice. Very nice.
There are 4 of them, a set of 4.
I'm gonna tuck them in my my bow case or my arrow case.
River.
That thing.
River. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the name of it. Cool. Vicarius, you're having a little rain shower on you.
Yeah, as I'm looking these arrows over, I just look up and I go, really? Whatever. And I just keep looking at them.
Grumpy Boy Scout.
Yeah, Grumpy Boy Scout.
Let's go back to Marcos and the young chef.
So I did roll a 14 on the persuasion check.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to kind of show him. It's very what's the word, y'all? Help me out here. Basic, rudimentary, like pointing, angles of holding the skillet and the spatula. Like you're just walking him through it very, very rudimentarily. And he tries a couple things, and then you show him how to use the skillet to do the flick and flip thing. And he tries that a couple times. He gets really excited and happy. Darius, while you're busy prestidigitating a rain cloud over Vicarius's head, you feel a tug kind of on your back, and you hear the strings of your guitar strum. You turn around to see a young child, kobold, kind of plucking at the strings with its clawed finger.
I take out the guitar, off my back, and I swing it around, and I go, showtime. And,
yeah. Cool.
And as that happens, I start to quietly strum a nice, soothing melody on the guitar.
All right. As you kind of fling it around, it spooks the young kobold. He startles backwards a few steps. But as you lay it in your lap to begin to strum, he settles. It almost looked like the way you grabbed it kind of looked like you were grabbing a club off your back.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make me a charisma check on that to see if Darius realizes that that's what happened. Or insight, actually, which I think is, yeah.
$16.
16, yes. You immediately recognize that you made an aggressive move. You look around and some of the other kobolds are now a little tense as you made a very aggressive movement towards one of the young.
So when I did that, and I've now got the guitar in my lap, I move the rain cloud from over Vicarius's head to over my head.
And the young kobold begins to laugh, like chuckle and snort, barking, yipping almost. And you begin to play.
And I begin to play.
Fantastic. As the morning goes on, all of this happens. The sun is now midway up the trees, and you realize you should probably get back before they send a bigger party looking for your bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Grishta comes out and agrees. She's, well, this has been wonderful. The message that we need an audience. We need our home back. Can you please get us a plan to meet with a delegation of the workers?
I will do my best. And I will even try to mediate between the two groups to the best of my abilities.
Excellent. It's much appreciated. Please know that our entire livelihood is in your hands. We are trusting you, strangers, complete strangers. You know our location. Please don't turn on us. We are trusting you with our lives.
Don't turn on us. We'll turn on you.
You will not get hostility from me.
We have no intentions of going back on our end of the deal, which we have nothing to offer you except peace. I hope that that is enough.
And I just, again, low, almost under my breath. You're weird. This is weird. Why is this weird? What the hell is going on here? Why? This is weird.
We should take our leave. We don't need the town guard coming looking for us.
Yeah.
Jim? Darius?
Make me that one last performance check as you're leaving the village, as you're wrapping up your song, your finale, if you will. Go ahead, Marcos. Sorry about that.
22.
Perfect. Yes, applause rings out after you play the last chord of the song. They all clap. The gang has met with Grishta, and you all pack up your things and kind of head towards the tree line.
I'm going to take the lead on this. Oops, just throw everything across the floor. I'm going to take the lead on this. I want to try and get us away from the village and then kind of make our way back through the woods so that it doesn't look like we're coming from a different direction, you know?
Got you. So you're not just walking straight back to the village.
Right.
I got you. Okay. Nature.
Yep.
And then survival.
All right. So nature.
For all of us?
No, just for Vicarious.
So stupid exhaustion. I have a natural 20. I also have a 3. But that 3 becomes a 9.
Okay.
On nature.
You're kind of wandering around trying to find a game trail. Your thought is if you can find a game trail that leads you away, then you could use that to kind of, but right now you're just kind of bushwhacking it.
Okay. And then you said survival?
Yep, survival.
Mm, 7.
You have led the party in a big circle.
Perfect.
You're right back where you first started bushwhacking.
I have
Marcos,
to find,
this whole time,
I
your
have
knee
to find this
is not
dice.
hurt
That's
at
my
all.
good die.
He lost his good die. You notice your knee has not hurt. The moss packing is kind of crumbling and starting to fall as you move around, but there's no pain in your knee.
Outstanding. So since Vicarius couldn't lead us besides in a giant circle, I'm going to try taking lead. This way, when we get back, I can fake a limp.
Okay.
But still kind of going on the same route that he was going, like out and then back in.
Gotcha.
Come on. So 18 on nature.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to find a game trail pretty quickly. You're not sure how Vicarius didn't see this. It's obviously a deer trail.
And 9 on survival.
All right. You're wandering this game trail and just wandering this game trail. And you have not found the village yet. It's been a couple hours. You can make another, or anyone else who feels like they're getting frustrated just walking around in the woods can also make a roll to see
What
if
are
you
we
can find your
rolling
way
for?
home.
Survival for the getting home.
Survival for getting home. Let's see. I'm so aggravated right now. I'm like, this is crap.
13 that time.
Or yeah, Marcos, you're like, wait, I think it's this way. And you immediately just turn right and start kind of bushwhacking again. You have to get off this trail. So you just pick a direction and start going. Make me one more survival roll.
For the love of all the gods, please let this one be good.
We need this to be good, because if we're lost out here, this is
On the
13.
bright side, I can
13.
guarantee no one is going to be able to find the Kobold camp via our trail.
Got that right.
yeah.
We were
At this
walking
point,
around for circles.
how long have we been out here? Just trying to get back.
Half a
You've been out
day.
here several hours. 13.
I'm hungry.
You're getting hungry. You begin to smell smoke, wood smoke. You've got to be getting close to the village because you can smell smoke now.
Can I see anything?
You can't see anything, but you can kind of pick up the direction of the wind. It's coming from your left, which would be the east.
You guys, do you smell that? Are we close?
I mean, right now the only thing I smell is Darius.
Sorry, it's a little gassy from that meat. Sorry about that.
I mean, we've been walking long enough that if we walk towards the smell, it should be okay. I mean, it could
What
just
do we
take
got
us
to-
right back to the Kobold camp. I don't know.
All right. Well,
What do we
here
got to
goes nothing.
lose?
Yep. Let's go. Do we find it?
Making that last roll. Who's going to make it? Who wants to have the fate of the party in their die?
I mean,
my
I could do it,
God.
but I'm not at my strongest right now.
I got it.
Okay.
Drum roll.
18.
18. Yes, and with a few minutes go by, you find a good trail. You're on a good game trail. You can begin to see the woods thinning, and ahead of you, you see the village. You start making out sign of the village there. Begin to hear noise.
As we get closer, I look at Marcos and Darius. I say, Darius, act like you're helping him keep his balance. I mean, we want to try and sell this leg injury, right?
I mean, I already got my.
I take a look at his leg and the area where the injury might be, and I go, wait a minute, I might have just the thing.
Oh, for the love of the gods, no!
And
As
I reach
start
and
faking.
I pull out my rapier and go, come here, Marcos. Come here.
No,
Come here a second.
No.
I'll take care of this.
no.
No, wait, this isn't what I meant. And I put the rapier away and I rustle around in my bag and I pull out my disguise kit. And using my disguise kit, I gussy up the wound area and make it look like it's a, bloody, leaky, roughed up. I throw a little dirt on there and rub that in and make it look like it was an old, bloody wound.
Perfect. Make me a performance roll for that.
$18.
Yeah, it looks pretty nasty. It looks worse than it did when it happened.
Fantastic.
As I start limping and kind of like pressing down on my staff as using it as a walking stick.
And I'm being ever helpful that I am, and constantly bumping into Marcos and throwing him off balance, and every now and then I stumble myself. I knock into Marcos. We both go tumbling to the ground. I get him up and I help him up and we continue our ways in.
All right. As you make your way through the village, it's about midday at this point. You spent the entire morning with the kobolds having breakfast and sharing and trading. Glundar is out on the streets and he sees you, and immediately he just stops in his tracks, looks at you, and just starts marching straight towards you. You could tell he is not happy at all. And as he gets to you, he like, where were you all night? What, did you abandon the patrol? What happened?
First off, shut your hole. He's hurt. You just
Not my problem.
Shut your hole. He's hurt. We've been out there all night. Nobody came looking for us. You just abandoned us. That's fine because we can take care of ourselves. But we've been trying to find our way back all morning. So screw you.
So you got lost in the woods in the middle of the night, and you fell down and hurt your leg? Okay. You guys are useless. I might as well send you back today. I'll send word. The caravan's going to leave tomorrow anyway. You can just load up and go.
I'm sorry, what?
If you can't even take care of yourselves one night on a patrol.
We're here, aren't we?
Yeah, but look at you. I can't use this.
He'll be fine by tonight.
Fine. If you're not fine by tonight for tonight's patrol,
send us home tomorrow.
Tomorrow you are back on the caravan going home. Do you understand?
Whatever.
Fine. And he turns and almost runs into this young page that has run up, this young forest co-worker. Glundar, it's happened again. There's been an accident. You could tell he is out of breath. He's been running, sweating. His shirt is soaked through. There's been in the mine. It's an accident. It's the machine. It did it again. It's him. His arm. Please, we need help. Glundar rolls his eyes. Incompetentness everywhere. It surrounds me. You four with me now. He turns on his heel, expecting you to fall in line right behind him, and begins to march straight through the village.
Yeah, okay, I'll follow him. Sure.
Perfect.